Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early January 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Cancer Collective in early January 2025 as we start a brand new calendar year? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer in early January 2025. What is the vibe in 2025 for my good friends? Let's see what the energies are. There we go. Nice and quick. All right, cool. So I really like this energy to lead off normally because to me, it's like I'm just doing my own thing. I'm laying low. And it's also very beautiful. I think I saw this for one other sign this week, which is peculiar because it's a very rare card to come out. But I think it's nice. It's like a dualistic type of message that can be really nice for you. It's pretty mellow. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So we see this lovely lady. She is amongst and amidst those birds. She's within a flock, right? So I'm not sure if they're cranes or if they're different types of geese. I don't know the species, but it does look as if she's blending in. Now, first, I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Like, to me and the aesthetic of it, I think it's awesome. So for a lot of Cancerians, maybe in this time you're changing something about your aesthetic, whether it's wardrobe or hair or how you present yourself to the outside world. You could be tweaking your appearance in one way or another when this card's here, which I think it can be a good thing because with that comes confidence. So for some of you, maybe you're feeling good about yourself. Maybe you will be very soon. I think that's nice. Hopefully you're not feeling a little down in the dumps. But the reason I like this card so much is this lady, she's just trying to blend in, right? Like, she's not trying to cause any mayhem. She's not getting in other people's business. It's like she's just doing her own thing. She's in her own lane, minding her own business, so to speak. So for a small portion of you, maybe there's someone that you're connected to. Maybe they're laying low. Maybe they're just in the zone. But for a lot of you, that could just be the mode you're in. Like, listen, I'm doing my thing here, which is okay. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card there doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cancerians. What's going on in early January, please? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled An Unexpected Talk. So just know that those energies could bleed over for a couple weeks, but I most definitely saw a conversation popping up that you weren't expecting to have. So whether it was with a person you weren't expecting to talk to, or whether it was a topic you weren't expecting to address, those things could still be happening for the foreseeable future. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the Cancerians, early January. What is happening for my friends? Oh, okay. So we are starting off with a bit of a difficult card. It's okay, though. We're going to roll with it. For a lot of you, this could be something that's already gone down. Could be somebody else you're connected to. We shall see, but that is definitely not a pleasant way to start the reading. Let's see what else comes out. Let's see what else comes out for Cancer, please. Thank you. All right, 3 of Pentacles. Cool. Okay, watch out for issues regarding work or money, things like that, especially with these 2 cards tied close to each other. For a lot of you, this could be, again, something outside or around you, not necessarily you. It's another vibe I'm picking up. Let's get one more. Let's get one more here. All right, 7 of Wands. Cool. So there is an energy of pushing forward, which I really do like here on the back end. But yeah, there's some things we want to take a closer look at this week, and that is okay. Life is like that sometimes. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, elementally, I think we have a pretty good mixture going on here. We have some air with the swords, which is the realm of the mind. It's also the realm of communication. We have earth, which is like the material world. So work, career, business, money, finance. On the back end, we have the 7 of Wands, which is fire, and that is action. It's your inner vitality. It's that fire that burns within you. It's very passionate. So this could be three different separate areas. It could be different aspects of the same thing. It all depends. But I feel like with the way they're blending together, especially with you being a water sign, it's like, okay, we kind of have all elements present. I kind of see something for what it is. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we are starting with the card that definitely raising an eyebrow about. I'm a little concerned about it, but it's okay. The 10 of Swords. Now, it's like we're beginning with an ending. Now, for a portion of you, this could just be something that's already happened. It could be something from the past that you're still working through. This is definitely not the most pleasant card, as a lot of you readers already know. 10 of Swords could represent endings. It could represent loss. It could represent pain. Now, I always say this is on a spectrum. It's not always like the worst thing, worst case scenario. Some of you might just be having a couple rough days, or there could be something that's bothering you. There could be something that's weighing on your mind when this card is here. But it could also be some pretty serious things too. So it really depends on what shows up. I will say this, with the support of the energy that comes after it, it's like, okay, things are moving forward in a better way. So again, whether this is something you've gone through or not, really depends. Now, the 10 of Swords can also have a silver lining to it. When I see this card, I think, okay, something has gotten to the point where the only way to go is up, right? So if you have been going through an issue or a situation, it might have hit its bottom, and now it's time to move onward and upward. So we'll see what shows up underneath it. And again, it could be somebody else's energy. Now, moving into the center, especially with this card in the center, that's why I'm saying it might not be yours, and you might want to take the advice of this first card. Right, this one, remember I was saying it's somebody that's like in their own lane, minding their own business, because the 3 of Pentacles, as with all threes, could represent groups of people, the people around us, people we surround ourselves with. And the 3 of Pentacles, you see these people there, they're working as a team. This is a card of craftsmanship, creativity, making something, people working together as a unit for a purpose of some sort. So I do link this to career, I link this to work and business, how you might earn money. So watch out for financial things in this time, but usually this is good. This could represent a support system around you. So if that's something you have, awesome. If that's something you don't have, maybe you will be getting some outside support, because this card does also represent help. Now, if you're not going through a difficult time with this 10 of Swords, someone you're connected to might be, and you might be helping support them through something, whether it's a shoulder to lean on, whether it's advice. That's kind of the energy I'm picking up initially here. Okay. Now, moving to the back end, and I will say this, with the three of Pentacles next to the 10 of Swords, the challenge of it could either be people not working well together. It could be issues in the realms that we already spoke about. It could be someone that's like not really easy to get along with. Now, on the back end, we have the 7 of Wands, and there's some challenges with this one too. So especially with the 10 of Swords in the beginning, sure, we could have some warnings showing up in this reading. Let's go through the positives of this card first, though. We'll be a little optimistic. The 7 of Wands to me is a card of fight, of determination. It's like, I'm not going to give up. I have a goal, I'm going to see it through. Whatever the universe throws at me, I'm going to overcome it. So there's tons and tons of determination here. So this is like what I like to see, especially when we start off the reading with a 10 of Swords on the front end. So the 7 of Wands is really good for that. It's overcoming a lot of things. Now, when we get to the challenge of this card, it could be a little bit dicey. Now, for some of you, you might feel cornered. You might feel a little bit trapped in regards to something. You might feel like it's you against the world sometimes when this card is here. Sometimes it could be problems or situations where it's like one thing after another. So we're going to have to really see how this all plays together. So we're going to tuck this in right here by the celestite crystal. And yeah, Cancer, I really want to dive deeper on all this. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Cancer, please? What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 10 of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, 10 of Swords time. What's going on? Why is it here? Quick. Okay, something might need a little bit of time. So we do have the Knight of Pentacles. This energy does feel a little bit drawn out. So for any of you, If you have recently experienced an ending or a close of a chapter, it's like, all right, there's just something about it that's dragging in the energy. So maybe for some of you, it's situations where like started last year, now we're in the early stages of this year, and it's like, all right, it's transferring over. This is still happening. This is still going on. It's still with me. There's an energy about it that is dragging here. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is usually very slow, detailed, meticulous if you're not connected to an earth sign. Um, to me, the energy is so slow that it's barely even moving. So this could absolutely be either an ending or some sort of pain that's been sticking with somebody for quite a while. So it doesn't feel like super fresh. I guess it depends on the situation you're going through. Now, the Knight of Pentacles in its positive sense could be about like taking your time. There's no rush. If you are experiencing anything uncomfortable, it's okay. Just go through the process on your own timetable. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But it could also represent delays. It could represent frustrations. And when I see it under the Ten of Swords, if it's not a situation or it's something that's been dragging on for quite a while, to me, it's like the energy is just sticking. The energy is just sticking like it's underneath the skin. So we're just going to leave it at that. We're going to keep moving. So again, we're seeing endings. We're seeing some possible serious situations here, of course. But let's keep moving forward. Let's keep moving forward because I still feel the reading doesn't end here. It only begins here. So let's see what shows up throughout the rest of the reading. So let's get it going. Three of Pentacles. What's going on here? For some of you, I mean, especially surrounding this Ten of Swords, we have all these pentacles. For a lot of you, maybe you could really bring stability to the situation. So as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are like supporting other people in this time or helping others in some sort of way. But let's go in on that Three of Pentacles. What is that? Three. Thank you. And a return. And a return. And this has been very common for a lot of different signs. So we do have the World in reverse. So it's like, all right, well, just when you thought it's over, it's not. So there could be something where you might have thought it was about to go south, but it didn't for whatever reason. So I guess that could be seen as a turnaround of some kind. I don't want to use like big words like, oh, it's a miraculous turnaround. It feels more drastic. So for some of you, this could be really, really good. Okay, especially with what I was picking up here in the front end when I see the Three of Pentacles with the World in reverse. The couple main messages I'm feeling is one, either this is an individual or a situation returning in a very big way, or to me, drastic turnaround in energy. So if there's something that's not looking too good, it's not looking too hot, there's not a lot of promise there, it feels like a drastic or an extreme turnaround in the situation. Okay, which I feel like could be really good. Now the World, even in reverse and upright, it can represent endings. So we see the Ten of Swords, but the World to me isn't like the Ten of Swords. It's different. It's like, okay, one chapter closes, another one opens. So for a lot of you, if you are in transition period of some sort, it's like, okay, well, one door closes, another one opens. Literally, that's what this card represents. But the fact that it's showing up in reverse, it is karmic. It talks about things looping back around. So that's what I'm feeling here. Yeah, either it's a return of something or someone, or it's like a drastic or an extreme turnaround or a change. So I think that's good. Let's keep moving over to the Seven of Wands. Yeah, especially if there's something that you've been like, this doesn't look too promising. This isn't looking too good. It's like, boom, quick turnaround. I like it. So let's go in on that seven. Let's see what that has. And then we'll do a quick recap before we get to the shadow. So why is the Seven of Wands here? Thank you. Double sevens, nice. So we have the Seven of Cups underneath the Seven of Wands, a variety of different paths opening up here. I really like this. There's a lot of potential, and that does tie in with the turnaround here, especially if some of you are in a situation where you feel like it's a dead end, or it's like there's not much more I could get from this, or there's not much more involved here. It's like when this turnaround happens, the doors open. There's a lot of doors opening here. The double sevens. Now, some of you could just be seeing a lot of number signs, synchronicities. The universe could be sending you signs and omens. So keep your eyes open for stuff like that. But to me, the Seven of Cups is a card of options and paths and choices. I always call this card the menu board of life. So when I see it underneath the Seven of Wands, it's like, all right, your determination will pay off. There's more options available to you than you think there is. So I feel like this is really fantastic. To me, it's turning a lemon into lemonade. If I were to like put this whole reading in a nutshell, it's like, yeah, no, we weren't looking too hot, but it turned around. Now the world is our oyster. So again, it's drastic, it's extreme the way this energy changes. But I mean, I'll take it. I will take it. So turning negatives into positives, right? That's not always easy to do. There's a really strong transmutation of energy happening in this week's spread. So let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. I like how this reading ended up, to be quite honest with you, especially with how we started and where we ended up. But if you kindly look in the box before the shadow, position number 1, we're starting with some shaky ground. We have the Ten of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles. So whether this is a situation that's been dragging on or just something that's been with you for a long time, like this energy, it's there and it's not really going anywhere anytime soon. For some of you, you could still be dealing with the fallout of something or an ending, but I'm not going to focus too much there, because as we move to the center, we have the Three of Pentacles, which is help, assistance, and it's things improving, especially with the help of people around you, and the World in reverse. So whether this is a person or a situation popping back up, that could be very possible. But I was already saying, to me, it feels like a drastic or an extreme turnaround in situation or a change. Like that's just how it's showing to me, where it's like it wasn't looking great, but we got this ship going in the right direction now. So I like it. Moving to the back end, we have the Seven of Wands with the Seven of Cups, the double sevens. Watch for the number signs and synchronicities in this time. But to me, it's like after this turnaround happens, there's much more options open, where it's like, okay, I could walk down that path. I could walk down this path. It's like, all right, now the world is looking kinder and it looks really nice to me. So literally turning lemons into lemonade, or turning a negative into a positive. So really great transmutation. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yes, if you made it to this point in reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we have in the thank you. Nice and quick. Nine of Pentacles, that could be very good. It's an extremely independent type of energy. So the positive sense, when I see this, it does represent stability, represents blessings and abundance, but also someone with the mindset where they're like, you know what, I can make this work, or I will make this right. I don't need a lot of help, which is particular because in the center of the spread, we saw a lot of assistance and help being given. So the shadow side of this card, similar to what we saw here on the front end of the reading, so much earthy energy. It could be a little planted. It could be a little stuck. Love that we're seeing a transmutation and a turnaround of energy here. But when the Nine of Pentacles is in the shadows, sometimes it could be loneliness or feeling trapped. I'm not fully going to go that route, but it just feels very planted. So just know your current situation is not your final destination when we have this card. So yeah, Cancer, that's what I have for you this week. My beautiful friends, don't click away just yet though. I'm going to give you the details. The January subscriber surprise. If you would like to get a personal reading from me and get a little forecast for what 2025 has in store for you, you can check out my website and digital calendar at mastermetaphysics.com to look for availability. But for the January subscriber surprise, we are once again giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. And if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what is your main goal for the 2025 calendar year? You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab as usual, my friends. Much love, and I'll see you soon.